Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is the Monday Night Hangout. I'm actually calling it that from now on. It's just the Monday Night Hangout. We got a title for this random show of us randomly coming on Monday. If the
How random?
It's the other title of this show is the wife is at dance.
I like the first one better.
The Monday
interpretive comic book dance.
The first one gives some sort of illusion of power. The second one puts the horse's head in bed and explains what's really going on. We don't want that.
Exactly. So we got Kay Munin. Good evening,
Andreas,
everyone. And Matt, who I was hanging out with on the weekend.
Big Matt with his beautiful Matt Baker.
And Matt actually did really well. We picked up some pretty cool books together. We were like, I was kind of like being the instigator of spending all of his money. I don't know.
Nice.
I was like helping him spend money. I was like, oh, that's a really cool book.
I've seen that side of you, Alan, quite often. Did you see this? Yeah. Oh boy.
So we were sort of hanging out at the convention, and he was we were finding some pretty good stuff. So actually, I was really leveraging Matt because he's friends with a lot of the vendors, and they would give the Matt discount, which was like maybe 20% off. And then I'd say, okay, so they would give you like a price. Let's say it's $100. I'd say, oh, can you do it for 90? So they've already dropped it. then I'm negotiating on that.
You don't make a lot of friends that way, or goodwill, my friend.
So it was fun though. It was good. They're actually
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. They won't be able to eat, but it was fun.
Very good.
The old Dungeons and Dragons line whenever you haggle with the person.
Hi, Leia.
Leia.
Hello, hi, Leia.
Hi, Leia.
Okay.
Leia
He had me
and Lyle.
Correctly.
Hello, Lyle.
And then I messed it up.
And Susie.
Oh well. And Jerry's here too. Wow. And Jerry is going to be on my show on Saturday.
Sweet.
The pre-recorded version of Jerry. I had to I had to cut it so much. There was like all his swearing and like.
Oh yeah. Did you just get to see his hands though? Is that all you get to see?
You can only see his hands.
The hands. That's somebody else.
No,
Jerry does that too.
It's usually that way too.
Oh really? He does that too?
Yeah. No, Jerry's channel is really awesome.
Alex.
Really and Alex is here. Wow.
Hey, Alex. Well done, Padawan.
Hey, Alex. So that's very cool. Lots of cool people hanging out here. Yeah. And then there's us.
What are we doing?
And then there's us.
And then bringing the whole thing down.
Well. Okay, bye.
I actually got some really cool thing. I was actually really impressed with what I could find at this comic show. Because like last time I went to the convention, I was kind of like, oh, I got to record. I got to be like, an
observer rather than a participant.
Yeah, I had to do all that and like maybe get some interviews in. And then I was like, I just want to find some cool stuff. I had sort of like this thing where last time I went, I felt like I missed a book. And I thought it was in like the dollar bin. I was like, oh, I really wish I hope it's still there. And I think I just was imagining something that wasn't actually there. And I just like so focused on trying to find this one book, which I did find, by the way. But I didn't find it in the dollar bin, but I got it for a great price. So I'm going to get into that later.
Bring it on, Alan.
But one second.
So you're actually going to show it, or are you holding it for a video later?
No, I'm going to show it. I'm going to show everything.
Okay.
No editing.
Yes, there's no editing. So don't worry. There's no editing. You were great. Actually, his interview was really great. It's a really long interview. It should be actually like a 10-part episode. We were hanging out. We were talking for like a long time. Like it was a really good interview. So
that's good.
I'll look forward to it.
Yeah. Thank you. You did really well too. I was he got some pretty cool books. Like he got like I'm spoiling what you got actually, Matt, because I was really impressed. He picked up the Son of Satan.
He'll be posting them soon.
No. He picked. I can. Okay, sorry, Matt. But he picked up the Son of Satan, for
Oh, nice.
$15.
First
Number
appearance?
one.
Which one?
Number one. Just number one.
Number
Not
one.
the
Okay.
first appearance, but number one. I mean, that's still pretty,
Yeah.
pretty good book.
First appearance is Marvel Spotlight, right?
Yeah, and then he also picked up an early World's Finest, like barely Silver Age. It was like 1956 era. So
Actually, I think his first appearance is Ghost. Is it?
no,
Marvel
you're right.
Spotlight.
Ghost Rider number
Number two.
number
Two.
two.
Yeah, number 2.
It's actually number one, but it's like just a hand or something, and then
A cameo. Yeah.
Yeah, cameo, and then first full.
Cameo cuticle.
Yeah. Okay.
Cameo cuticle.
So enough babbling. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys go first. I always let my guests go first.
No. You're
No,
the
no,
boss.
you gotta
You
build
got
the suspense.
you tease us with this stuff. Come on, show us what you got. Come on.
No, it's all these books to show. I can't show you. I'm such a jerk.
All right. I can go if you want.
No. I'm gonna let Stephen. You got some great stuff too, though.
I would like to wait my turn because the mailman. No, listen. The mailman is supposed to be here by now.
He hasn't come
but
yet.
my regular mail person's on vacation, and I have 2 boxes coming, and I wanted to be able to have those in hand before I start the melee, and I wanted to let you gentlemen start.
Okay.
So I can put my best foot forward.
Okay, so Brian, do you want to go first then?
Sure. I'm going to show some stuff that's going to be leaving my collection. So there we go.
Okay, I'm going to show. Okay, so yeah, you can show your stuff.
So these 2 books were in the collection that I showed off last Friday, and Mon Comics reached out, and he needs these for his run. So number 9 of Daredevil.
And that's by Wally Wood. Really awesome.
Wally
I love Wally Wood.
Both of these are keys. That one is Wally Wood, and it's also first appearance of a minor character.
Yeah.
And then number 10, the first appearance of the Animen. So these are going to be going over to Mon Comics and showing up in his collection. And
Brian, the Animen?
The Animen, yes. Yeah, so you've got, I think their names are just like bird, ape, cat, and frog.
That's number 10, right?
I always loved that they had on the headgear like they had like radio sets or something going on.
Yeah,
like stuff going on. I love it.
Yeah. So those 2 are going to be going over to Mon Comics, and then
hi, Kenneth.
I can.
Mr. Akins over at What's on the Comic Rack is picking up some books for me as well. So this one has actually gone up quite a bit since I picked it up. This is number 26 of DC Comics Presents First Teen Titans. Wow.
That's
and
cool
it's a lower grade copy, and when I picked it up, it was about $35 for this grade.
Hi, Epoch.
And the last copy just sold for $76 in this grade. So it's
wow.
Doing some increases.
I have to say, and I understand that it's the first one, but that cover is the most convoluted but ugly cover. There's
I never liked the cover for
that era.
Yeah. I want to get that book in a really high grade, though. I
would like to get a really nice copy as well. That is not a Whitman copy. It is just a regular DC copy.
Yeah, it's just the regular DC. I think the Whitman, isn't Whitman a reprint one?
I don't know if did it come in a 3-pack like reprint?
Sometimes they came out at the same time. Sometimes the 3-packs would come out later. I'm pretty sure.
So if you guys know Mr. Akins, he's big into what artist?
John Byrne.
Akins?
John Byrne. So he is getting this book from me. Do you know why?
Because it's
John
by
Byrne?
Mike Flug.
It is the first time John Byrne ever drew the X-Men.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's in continuity.
Inside a book with Spider-Man and the Hulk.
Inside a book with Spider-Man and the Hulk. About half the issue is Spider-Man and the X-Men. Yes.
That's very logical.
Because, we were talking about this before, how Shooter had such a thing for everything being in continuity, so it made sense. Like they had, the X-Men are in that area at that time. They would be seeing this fight going on. So, yeah.
Okay.
So it's the very first time John Byrne draws the X-Men.
Well, that makes it's a key. It's a cool book.
It is a key, yeah.
Oh, actually, Epoch knew that. So
yeah,
I didn't know that. So that's really cool.
And then with all the Dave Stevens mania going on, Mr. Akins picked this up. The first Stevens cover for Rocketeer on the front cover.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I have that book, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was.
So it's the first time Rocketeer was on the front cover of a book. He was in the back in what was that? The book he first appeared in, was that Star Slayer?
Yes.
Yeah. So he was on the back covers of those. So this is the first time he's on the front.
Okay.
And then we're filling some holes in his Iron Man run. So he will have issues 1 through 20 now. So I got him Iron Man number 2.
Okay, the Demolisher.
And
that's a really early. So that's Iron Man number 2.
This one was number 2.
Have you never seen it, Alan?
I actually don't know the Iron Man covers that well. So yeah, that's interesting to me.
2. And then number 4.
Interesting.
And then number 6.
And typically, how much do those kind of books go for? Like early Iron Man.
Throw.
So yeah, it depends. Like the 4 is in a nicer grade. It's a $50 book. The 6 is actually about the same grade, but it's only about 24. Must be some key significance. Maybe it's the first unicorn or something. But
no, the first unicorn is in Tales of Suspense.
Oh, okay. And then this number 2 is in pretty low grade, so I just put it at $20. It's got some spine damage and stuff, but so there's that.
Considering how much number 1 goes for, it's like major price drop.
Yeah, Iron Man is one of the easier runs to collect for just like Daredevil, as far as price values. So this one is number 9. I really love this cover.
What I was doing was collecting 1 through 10 of all the kind of major ones. I never did that with Iron Man though.
Gotcha. And then number 10 is the Mandarin.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then number 11, the Mandarin is blowing his mask off.
Were these from Frankenstein or just ones you got in the collection?
These are ones that I've got from other collections, so they're just part of my collection. So I went through and pulled out. He gave me a list of what he needed. So
are these dupes or your only ones?
These are my only ones, but it's not a series that I'm more of a key collector. Unless the runs that I'm working on right now are Uncanny X-Men and possibly Spider-Man. I'm not sure. So right now I'm just working on my Uncanny X-Men run. Then other things I'm doing are just kind of key collecting. So
interesting.
So issue 14.
Oh wait, you keep on pausing, so sometimes I can't see you.
Well, no, you freeze, Brian. You're freezing with great regularity and then coming out.
Yeah. Okay. So you got to hold the book for a little
I'll
bit
hold it
longer.
a little longer. There we go. Number 14.
Yeah. See, this is what I thought too. $20 seems a little bit low despite condition. But it's still Iron Man number 2.
I wanted to give him a good deal.
See, I mean, it seems like a great deal. So yeah.
Number 16.
Is that the Gibbon?
It is the Red Ghost with
the orangutan. Yeah, what a great FF that was. I love that book.
So you got the unicorn and the Red Ghost versus Iron Man.
I'm not familiar with the unicorns. The unicorn could shoot like a beam from his head or something.
Uncanny unicorn. It's in Tales of Suspense. You don't collect Tales of Suspense, Alan?
Not really, no.
And then number 17.
I have that one, actually.
There you go.
I have a few random books from Iron Man, but no.
But you don't collect Tales of Suspense?
No, I don't actually.
Number 19.
Like I go for the keys, but not like.
Oh, because there's some keys in Tales of Suspense.
Yeah, well, there's 110, right?
Characters, the Black Widow and a whole bunch of other ones too.
Yeah. And then the last one I have
ones. And the Mandarin also
is number 25 that I got for him. So.
Who did that one? Who did that cover, Brian?
Iron Man versus Submariner. I don't have an autograph on the cover or a signature anywhere on it.
I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Or something.
Anybody know?
I won't say
I'm,
Gil. It's not Gil Kane. It doesn't look like Gil
I
Kane.
was guessing Ramita, but I don't know.
Yeah. So those are off to a new home uh, uh this week. So that's
Those
what
are
I have
cool.
to show for now.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, we're doing multiple rounds, so.
Oh well, I better find some more stuff to show.
Well, yeah, actually, I don't have that many books to show. So, like, if we do
Well, do
time,
you want me to do a chunk here?
yeah. So then it can,
Okay.
because I think you have the most to show.
Okay. Always. Oh, comics. I'm sorry. So, back in the day, I collected Cherry Poptart when it first came out, and I had my at my LCS, and I would get each issue and what have you. And then, very wisely, about I don't know, 15 years ago, I decided, well, I don't really shouldn't want to have that stuff around so much with my boys and stuff. I didn't want them around, so I traded them away, or I mean, I turned them in and got something else. And ever since then, I've sort of rekindled my interest in them because they are collectible now. And I was given a fellow on Instagram gave me his name is Pete Eddins of Chill Comics LLC. Very nice guy. And so I said, well, what are you looking for? And I said I had just seen a set sell or was asking $1,320 for the full set in first print. And I said, but I have no idea where you are. And he says, well, that sounds really high to me. And so I said, well, I am interested. What do you want for them? And so he says, well, I was thinking, would 500 be too much? And I said, I don't know. I said, I'm interested. Let me know. And so then evidently there were three other guys, and he had two guys that said, I'll take them at 500 right away. And so he said, well, Steve, you were first, so you have right of first refusal. Do you want them for 500? And I said, and of course, the minute I heard that there were two other guys breathing heavily to get it, why, all of a sudden that $500 looked pretty damn good to me. So
Yeah.
my motivations, although unpure, I managed to end up with the set. And so here is Cherry Pop-Tart number 1. And you can tell because of the $2 price, it looks like it's handwritten in.
Okay.
That's one of the tells.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think the third print is like 250 or something like that.
Yeah. They're like 4 or 5 prints. Here's number 2.
Interesting turn of phrase that you said that they were breathing heavily to get those.
Yeah, I know, especially for Cherry Pop.
I pitched that as slowly as I could. I was hoping
I got the fun. Down the line by Big B, dropping in for a big space hit.
Northwest to say something, and the
I'm too
refined
innocent
man
to say anything, so that's why.
the refined man from Canada.
That's right.
Here's issue 3.
It was cold that day, right?
Evidently. And good cast deserves repeating.
You heard me backstage. You said you were giving me a hard time about where my mind goes, so you know.
Yes, I do know. Yeah, and I'm the one that has all that stuff in the back with all these ladies hanging out, right?
Right.
I should not. You shouldn't throw dirt clods in an adobe house, right?
Yes.
Here is issue 4. It's really fun stuff. Now, interestingly, in 1996, I was at the San Diego Comic Convention. It's the only San Diego con I ever went to, and it was a lot of fun. It's so crowded, and so when I was with Dave Alexander, got me in there, and so I'm wandering around, and another friend of mine, Matt Schiffman, and so we're sort of standing around, and then the Betty and Veronica, Archie was just across the way, and then just down from that was the Cherry Pop-Tart guy. And so I'm talking with, I think with Matt, and the Betty and Veronica come up, and they had these big plastic heads, but then just the regular body underneath, and they were smoking hot. And then the cherry Pop-Tart gal came up, and here I am talking, and all three of these gals are right behind me, and they shot a picture and they put it into one of these. So I'm portrayed, I'm captured at the San Diego Con in a picture here somewhere. So I'll have
In
to
one of
look.
the Cherry Pop-Tart issues?
Yeah, on one of the issues here. So
That's
and I,
awesome. Immortalized.
well, I have to find, and then
You have to
my
find which
friend
one.
my friend Matt called me up. He says, "You know what happened, don't you?" I said, "No, what?" He says, "Well, they shot a picture of you. Remember when they were all by Dave's table?" I said, "Yeah." They shot a picture, and guess who they caught in it? I said, "You're kidding me." And then there I was, and here's all this pulchritude around me.
No, no.
It was how God intended it. So here's the next one, which is issue number 6. And here is issue 7.
Did they ever take legal action against them for the resemblance?
Yes, they did. For the
Okay.
cherry Pop-Tart, for the Pop-Tart
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
You'll notice that after number 2, it's called cherry.
Well, I meant, did Archie take any legal action against them?
No,
I'm unaware of
I don't
any
think so. I don't think so. I think it was
so
just the
there's
Pop-Tart company, General Mills,
Right.
that took
hell they
action. Yeah. Go ahead.
here's another one, same one.
Oh, that was a bit risque.
Well, there's nothing showing.
Oh, really? Okay.
She's covered.
Okay.
She's covered.
Okay.
She's covered.
Okay. She's covered. Okay.
Then the Wizard of Oz one.
Yeah, that's fun.
Here's the Hitchhiker gal.
Mm.
I think they're kind of fun.
Yeah, no, they're great.
There's Cherry winning the prize. And here
It's always cold out.
Here is
The
the
3D
one with 3D glasses, and there are the 3D glasses right there.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
That one's kind of quick. Never mind.
Uh,
There was a theme there, having something. I won't say it.
Mm-hmm.
So here is the Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm. I really like Cherry. I think the covers are really cute.
Yeah. I had to warn Mon Comics when I sent him a bunch of kids comics with his some books that I sent him a while ago, and in the batch of kids comics that I bought was a bunch of adultish stuff. Cherry and stuff was mixed in there, so I'm like, hey, flip through those books before you give any of them to your kids, and make sure there's no little flyers or ads or anything that came out of anything else that got stuck.
His kids are pretty young.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter, he was pushing around in a stroller at the con, and she looked like an awfully big girl to be in a stroller, but some parents,
Mm-hmm.
I called him yesterday, and I was talking to him on the phone, and his daughter, he's like, my wife's gonna be mad. She said Big B. She's like, Big B, Big B. And he's like, she hasn't said mama yet, but she said Big B.
Wow.
I don't know where to comment on that.
Where am I going to go with that one?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the love power.
The hippie one. Mm.
And here's the her Indian one with the swastika earpiece.
Swastika.
Interesting.
Look at her ear.
Yeah, she does. Oh, it is. Yeah, that's
no, that's not
interesting.
swastika. That's the Buddhist one, isn't it?
No, it's a swastika.
Yeah, and it's a swastika. American Indians used the swastika long before Hitler did.
Well, Buddhists use it too. Didn't you know that?
I don't know if I do.
But Buddhists use the swastika. That's their symbol.
I know it was a religious symbol before it was adopted.
I saw it so much when I was in Korea, when I was living in Korea.
And Durka says it means good luck in India. So there you go. And Egyptian also says Lao. So there you go.
And By the
That's
way,
your
I didn't
mother.
say hi to FF51. So hi FF51. Sorry about that.
And Louis V says greetings.
Wait, I didn't see that one. Where do you see that? You're
It's at
seeing
the very
stuff.
bottom of the list.
Oh, okay. Hi, Louis. That's weird. You see it slightly before I do.
Blake.
And Bleeker's here too. Hi, Bleeker.
Hello, Bleak. Did you survive the apocalypse?
Yeah, actually, it was closer to him than me.
I hear that Niagara Falls had umpteen gazillion people showed up,
Yeah.
and they didn't know what to do.
X-Files cover, huh?
Yep. Here is the second print of Cherry Poptart. You'll notice the price is different, and also the logo thing is different.
Mm.
Mm.
No, I like the cherries.
And here's Cherry Deluxe.
Hey, Durka. Cherry Deluxe. That's actually quite rare, you know. That one.
Here is Cherry's Jubilee.
And that Cherry Deluxe is the Neil Gaiman, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Here's Cherry's Jubilee #2.
Wow. I mean, this is a pretty good collection for the price.
Yeah, that was a
Here's
snag
Cherry's,
for 500.
here's Cherry's Jubilee #3.
Wow. I think I'm missing
And lastly, Cherry's Jubilee #4.
Nice.
So that's my now run, and he put them all in brand new Mylars and acid-free boards before he sent them.
Wow.
And how many issues were there?
I think there are 23 issues of the actual first run.
And then
so he spent like an extra like $30+ to make them look nice for you.
22, excuse me, there are 22 issues in the run. And then the extra, and then I had a like dupes on 3. That's 25.
Yeah, the Mylars really do make them look nice.
30, I think about 31 or 32 issues I got.
Wow. So like almost $10 an issue, which is like, I think even the cheapest ones don't go for that cheap.
So that is my opening salvo.
Biggie.
Okay. Hey, Biggie.
Hey, Big. Hey, Bleak.
Biggie and Blake.
Okay, so I guess I should show some books too, since so
Since it is your channel.
I'm actually gonna do this in order of the books by purchase. When I purchase each
Tell the story as you go along.
I gotta tell the story. So
that's right. A narrative, if
Every
you will.
picture tells a story.
So what happened was when I went there, I went immediately to the vendor where I thought, like, there was a vendor that had a long box of Golden Age romance books and Silver Age. It was like sort of a mix of golden and silver. And there was a book that I really, really wanted that I thought he had. And I thought, oh, he had it for like $3-4. But he didn't have it. And I think I was mistaken. And then I found another one. Do you know the one, like, Stephen, you probably know this one. It's like I think it's a Silver Age or Bronze Age book where the girl is like on the guy's lap and her hair's being pulled.
I mean, there might be.
It's like a romance cover. It's like a famous. I have it already. It's a famous romance cover. The girl's getting her hair pulled on the cover.
I cannot remember. I'm sorry.
It's a famous one. He had it for $7. It was normally it's like $20 to $30.
So you bought it, right?
No, I was like, I'll leave it for somebody else because I already had it. So I was like trying to save my money for, something new. I want
things you need.
Something new. Yeah, things I need. So I kind of.
By the way, Louis has a comment about Cherry that kind of goes back to Al.
Okay. Wait. I bought the Cherry Part 1 years ago. First page was signed by Larry Wells in pencil. Actually, I was going to trade. I had like doubles of some of my cherries, and I was going to trade them. And then when I opened them up, they were all signed. I was like, oh my goodness, these are all signed. I was like, so I got
an Elementals #1 at a antique store in beautiful shape. And when I got home, I opened it up and it was signed inside by what's his name? The writer. He was the writer and artist for Elementals, and he wrote Fables. Anyway,
Don Hughes.
Was
it
that
was signed.
Don Gardino?
Uh,
I don't know.
no.
Just making things up. Okay, one sec. Do you remember getting a comic Peanuts and a soda for 25 cents? I think he's joking. I don't know.
Yes, I do.
Really?
Sure, because the soda was 15 cents. And what was the other?
It
Getting
was
comic Peanuts and a soda for 25 cents.
I
it
don't know
was
about.
signed by Bill Willingham.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just checked my number one and it's not signed, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was on, the girl was on his lap, or maybe she was kind of like in front of him. I don't know. She was getting her hair pulled. Okay, so I know that Biggie actually has the comic too that I'm talking about. Okay, but I didn't get that one. And then I met up with Matt. Matt found me, and then we were kind of wandering around. And one of
You
the
were
first,
lost. You were lost, but then you were found.
yes, I was found. Matt found me.
Sounds very
And
biblical.
and then we went to this one vendor who had like his table was like a bunch of boxes, and then on the middle of the table was a whole bunch of Golden Age. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And there was one book I was like, I sort of had a memory maybe that it was something like there was some key element to it, but I wasn't sure about it. So we were like, we were trying to like this auditorium. I don't know what it is about it. It's like maybe made out of iron or something, but there's no cell phone access. You can't go on your cell phone.
Do they
It's the
have it where that you can pay money and they actually have a
no.
Wi-Fi inside? Because we get that here in Portland that you can
No.
pay for cell service.
No, it's just something about the building itself blocks all phone communications. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. So we were trying to I was trying to look it up because I thought this book, I'm positive this book has some key element to it. So we
Be
actually
nice
said,
if
okay,
somebody had
well,
a price guide. You know, the Overstreet price guide does provide that information
I know
now.
some kind of thing. So I knew that it wasn't
E-collector.
I knew that, well,
Couldn't
yeah,
get
key collector,
out.
but you
He
couldn't
couldn't
get
get
an
out.
internet. So
Oh, okay.
I knew that it was the issue number 1 of the series. Okay. And that's all I knew. I kind of had that memory of it, but I thought it was actually an early Western comic, like a Westerns comic. And so I was like, there's something about it. And so I decided, go outside and basically check on my phone and then come back to the vendor to see if it. And I was like, oh, it's actually not a key. It's actually issue number 3 of the series. That's the key, which is a Sodi book. Okay.
Okay.
But the guy had only $90 on it. It was like, and it's issue number 1. Probably goes for about 150 US. So
of what?
well, I gotta. You told me to build up a story. You told me to build up a story. I'm building up a story for you. This is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So you gotta wait. I'm gonna build it up.
We're listening.
Okay.
We're listening. It's all good.
So the point is, I was like, oh, I'll skip it. He wanted $90 Canadian, which is about 60 US. Okay. And I know it goes for a little. I think I've seen listings on eBay for 300-400. Okay. So
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I was thinking about it. So then I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get it because that's the kind of guy I am. And then I was looking at other stuff that he had, and he had some pretty cool things where he just like, okay, so I'll show you the very first one. See, I got to build up to that other book because there was one big book and then there's all these little ones. And what he would do is he'd put little stars on them. Wait, there. See, little star. Okay. And
Okay.
he would say, and then if it had a star on it, if the comic had a star on it, it was a key. Okay.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, this one, what's the key about this one? So I was like, kind of looking at it. And then the key is on the back. It explains what the key is. It says first interracial kiss in a standard comics. So it's the first interracial kiss happened in this book.
What does it say below about creepy?
Yeah, so the first interracial kiss in comics overall happened in Creepy Magazine number 43 from 1972.
And you have it.
I had both. So now I have both.
Now you need a tape of Uhura and Shatner kissing, and then you'll have it the first interracial kiss on television.
On TV, yeah, that's right. So I don't know, I thought that was cool. I like these little bits of history. Okay, so I got this one. But then as I'm like looking at this book, he's like, "Oh, I'll sell that one that he wanted $90 Canadian." I said $60 US. He said, "I'll sell it to you for $70." Okay? So I said,
Okay.
"Okay. Can you throw in this other book, this other one with it?" And he said, "Sure." So I got this for $70 Canadian, which is about $40 US. And
Cool.
it's Western Adventures #1. It's actually a pretty cool cover. You got them like I always like these ones where they, they shoot the gun out of people's hands and stuff. I don't know. I always thought it was cool.
Do you know what a cross draw is? Do you see it says the
Yeah,
cross
he's
draw
doing a
here?
cross draw there, like where he's going.
The right hand goes to the left side.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I get the cross draw. Actually, the one that I picked up yesterday is a cross draw, I think too, where it's where he's the one, what's it called?
Gunsmoke. 3.
Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke #3, yes. So yeah, I don't know. That was cool. So that's
Cool.
that.
That's cool.
So that's. But then,
What year is that, Alan? What year is that? And do you know anything about
1948.
48? Do you
1948.
know anything? What company? And do you know who did the cover?
You ask questions. I wish he wrote more than that, but no, it doesn't say. I don't know who did the cover either. Not sure. I'm not sure who did this either. I could open it up and find
On
out.
the top, just by the W of Western, does it say the company?
Oh, can you see?
Western Adventures. No, it doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, but as I was buying that, Matt was looking at some books. And so I had sold Matt at the very beginning of the convention a Matt Baker, a really nice, like a cool Matt Baker, and a bunch of Forbidden Worlds. And I kind of made him feel guilty. I have a tendency of making people feel guilty. So he was like saying how he got these Forbidden Worlds from me to this vendor. And I was saying, "Oh, I gave you a really great deal on the Matt Baker." Okay. So then the dealer was like, I actually have a stack of Forbidden Worlds, the ACG ones, yes. And so Matt was like, "Oh, okay, I'll pick up some of those." And he said they're $5 each. And then there was 2 inside the stack that were not Forbidden Worlds. And I was like, "Oh, I really like those ones." And so Matt was like, "Oh, I'll get you that. I'll buy those for you." And he bought me two books. So I got these for free. So I got
That was
Strange.
nice of him.
Yeah, it was really nice. So thank you, Matt. So there's Strange Suspense Stories. I actually have other earlier Golden Age ones of these. And that's a pretty cool one. And then Unusual Tales.
Charlton had a lot of good stuff. People tend to poo-poo Charlton. When you see that trapezoid that has the price, if you look on the cover, you see the trapezoid that has the price?
Right there.
And then they have it's a corner triangle rather than a square. Those are the other ones, and really nice. I mean, a lot of stuff in them.
It's a really weird shape to put as the price thing.
But
I
it gets
think
your
this
attention.
one's cool. I actually like this one with all the weird eyes staring
But
at
I think the other thing, it's far enough along that it doesn't have those coupons down at the bottom of the cover.
Oh,
where they have the
you can get like ride
coins
on
and
some
the Pan Am flight and all this other stuff.
Yeah. I don't know why they did that. It was very strange. Yeah. So that's my first stack. So now I'll go back to you guys.
Very good. Nice stuff.
So there's a lot more though. These are the smaller ones. It gets bigger.
Got to say hi to Pod Blast.
Oh, hey. I was on their show once. They do actually a Star Trek pod wait. No, I'm thinking a different one. I'm thinking
Nostalgic Pod Blast.
No, Nostalgic Pod Blast. Yeah, I was thinking another Pod Blast one.
Hey to FF51.
And
Fred K.
Law's Age. Yeah, cool.
Fred VK. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want to go again, Bigby?
Sure. I just got a little stack here, something to show. So I sold all these books to Mr. Akins earlier today, and then I was like, "Hey, are you interested in some other Teen Titans stuff because I had picked up a couple in that collection. And when I was at the Frankenstein show, I picked this guy up for
Oh wow.
it's number one, and I think in the condition it's in, maybe it's like a 3.5 ish condition. And last time I looked, it was like $80 in that shape, and he sold it to me for like half of that.
Durka,
And
I'll show you an EC book later in this stream.
so
Sorry,
anyway,
keep on
so
going.
I offered Mr. Akins this book and the two other issues of Titans that I got in that collection the other day. And then I looked up the number one, and it had actually gone up to 105. So I offered him all three of these for $100.
That's really
And
good price.
he said I'm tapped out. And those are lower on my priority list. So if anybody in the chat wants Teen Titans,
3 awesome books for $100. That's insane.
yeah, number 1, number 5, and number 7. So
wow, that's really great.
Yeah. So yeah, I give them all for $100 shipped. I send them out. So there's that.
Cool. Okay, so anyone wants to buy some cool books for $100?
Hit me up on Instagram. So and then later on tonight I'm gonna be on Bronze Age Nerds channel, and we're gonna be raffling this guy off.
Oh yeah.
To raise money for Jen for keep Comics Will Break Your Heart. That her
don't do it. How much money has been raised? How much money has been raised?
How much is
I don't know how much exactly right now, but she has a GoFundMe, and her GoFundMe is under Keep Jen Reading. So if you donate $10 and let me know on Instagram, $10 or more, and let me know on Instagram, we'll get you in on the raffle. We're going to be going live tonight at 9 o'clock Pacific, and this will be getting raffled off. Then Matt, she said she's doing pretty well. She's been doing some updates on her Instagram, and she's been having some like ask me anything, including even about cancer if you like. And so she's been yeah, she's doing well. Apparently she's doing, they switched her treatment over to a different treatment, and she seems to be responding well to it. So
good.
Yeah. So that's what I have to show for this round.
Okay. And I'll go back to Stephen. Do you have your stuff ready, Stephen?
I have some stuff still. I'm still waiting for the mailman to come, but my bride is on the job. I went on and one of the things that I have been looking at, and I found one there, and I decided I would look a little bit further. And so I went in, I do my usual thing where I take the publisher, or I take the title, and then I go into the title and I hit in stock, and then I sail through to see if there's anything there of interest. And by gosh, this time there was, much like the same thing I did with the Black Cats. But Patsy Walker.
Yeah.
There's Patsy Walker 13.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
Very cool. I like Patsy Walker.
And here is Patsy Walker number 20.
How do you guys choose your books? Cover, artist, then company?
I basically go by cover image to begin with, because on the cover sells the book. I don't say what's the first appearance of Jinxie, her cohort or something like that. I God love Jinxie, but that's not what I'm buying. I'm buying a nice, a cute cover that tells a story, and that's what I do. If the cover doesn't sing to me, doesn't move me, I just keep on going. And then after it is the cover image, then it is the grade and it is the price, and that's sort of where I go on that.
I like my first appearances on key books, so that's actually first
I like
for me.
my keys, and then I like my I'm working on my Byrne Claremont X-Men run, so those are things that I'm doing right now.
Here's I had this one earlier, but I hadn't shown it. It's Patsy Walker starring in Miss America.
Oh yeah. It seems kind of interesting. It's almost like Patsy Walker is like headlining, like, you know, I mean, like pushing Miss America out of her own book.
That's true.
Yeah.
Here is Patsy Walker, number 22.
Oh,
That
wow.
television set was created a completely new interest for Patsy and Buzz. I don't think it's the television set. And look at the screen on that. Look at the big screen on that television set. Well, it must be 16 inches big.
Yeah, it's huge.
Diagonally measured.
Of course.
This is one of these picture frame ones of the era.
Mhm.
And that was Patsy Walker 22. Here is Patsy Walker number 34. And this is a Canadian edition.
I'm trying to get that from the guy. He's remember the guy that found the collection from his grandfather?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Pocket
Pocket
full
Pocket
of
full of
comics.
comics. Pocket full of comics. We're gonna do a trade, and that's one of the books he had.
Nice.
I really like that one.
Here is.
Oh, okay. Yes, Ace Comics did the Western ones. I should have known that, actually. I should have known.
Here is Patsy Walker number 35.
That's a good one too. I really like Patsy Walker. It was really Sean from Pop Comics that got me into Patsy Walker and stuff. Yeah, really great.
Now that the style back then was more I have two more. The style with the ones I've just shown you all is the sort of cartoony mid to late 40s into the early 50s. And now when the code comes in, the artist changed. So here's Patsy Walker number 64, but I liked the cover. I liked her. I thought she looked real cute.
I like the earlier stuff better, but this one is good. I like the malt shops and stuff. I don't know. I like malt shops in comics for some reason.
I just think that what she's wearing and her face and all that, a very Ken Baldish looking face.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one I got just because I was trying to be a completist, but there was in a clinch.
Are those pre-Al Hartley Patsies?
I do not know. I plead ignorance fluently. And here's
I can't believe they called them soda jerks. I know, it's such a crazy name.
Do you know, in high school, to support my very first car was a 67 MGB convertible, a whopping $1,700.
Wow, that's expensive back then.
It was a bank repossession from Montana that was here, and I had earned half of that amount. My dad said he'd match me, and so I got the car. And to keep it in gasoline and being able to keep the thing running, one of my first jobs for pay was at Baskin and Robbins Ice Cream.
Oh, wow.
And so I was a soda jerk.
Now you're just a jerk?
Hello?
Hello? Wow. Goodbye.
I was joking. I'm just joking.
Wow. Did that take a nasty? Here I am trying to be friendly with you.
I was joking. I was just joking.
Wow. What fun to be here with Alan.
How?
You set that up. It was just a setup. It was like, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, Patsy Walker, and this is an Atlas Patsy Walker, and it's number 67. This is the last one.
Okay. Wow.
But she's in a clinch.
That's nice.
So those are my Patsy Walkers.
Really? So you picked those all up at the same time, right?
Well, most of them there were a couple of them I had gotten 3 of them I had gotten before, but I wanted to show. And these aren't the slabs. I have some slabs as well, but these were the raw ones that I have.
Wow. I mean, they're really cool. I really like Patsy Walker, and you will see that later, actually. So I'm going to show you my second round of books.
Round two.
Round two. Actually, I'm trying to keep this in rounds where it makes sense, based on the way I bought them, actually. So I did find the book that I was looking for, but the guy wanted more than the money that I had in my pocket. So I didn't really have that much money in my pocket. So I said, oh, I'll just go to the bank machine and come back. but I figured I'd search around all the other vendors, and see what was available, so I'd know how much money to take out, so I'd have enough to buy all the different things. But in the process, there was a guy that had like it was a $2 bin, not a dollar bin, but $2 bin, $2
Okay.
Canadian, which is like $1.50. Okay.
Okay.
And the very first book that made me actually look through the dollar bins or the $2 bins was an infinity cover. I like infinity covers, and I thought it was a pretty cool one. It's like this weird Mickey Mouse, like
Rare bit
inf-
fiends. Yeah.
yeah, rare bit fiends, and it's like infinity cover, kind of gruesome, but kind of
Some
interesting at
underground
the same
stuff
time.
there.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. They had a whole bunch of these rare bit fiends. I only picked this one up because I just like the infinity cover. And then they had one Golden Age book, the Three Little Pigs.
Very
And
cool.
one of the tricks that I always do is if it says like $2 each, I'll always go, okay, I'll pick up like, and then it says like, so I'll give like $10, buy 5, but then sneak in a 6th issue where I say, hey, would you mind throwing in one more? And I got 6. Would you mind taking $10 for it? That's a trick that I always do. So I
You're
ended up,
tricky,
yeah, so I
guy.
ended up getting 6 books, and I'll show you the last few, and they're all like these Femforce ones. So this is Femforce. It's like a swastika, a girl with a whip, girl being some bondage. I
It's
don't
an
know.
Allen cover.
Yeah, it's an Allen cover. Allen cover. And then we got another one. So I don't know.
Very cool.
I try to collect all these. I think some of these I already have, but you never know. And then
Everybody's going off about their first cars in the chat.
oh no. Okay, and then we got this other one. I like Femforce. I don't know. It's kind of fun stuff. I'm not sure. Is
They're
this?
they're definitely Allen books, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is like I think this is Bill Black.
It's nice art.
Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of silly, fun stuff. And then they had this one that I thought was really interesting. Just an interesting cover. And these were all like for when it's like in that dollar level, and why not kind of thing.
Can't go wrong, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So this one I thought was kind of cool. Like you got this is Tom Strong, and you got these kind of
I can
Nazi
tell right
chicks.
from just that guy. That's Arthur Adams.
Is it?
That's Arthur Adams.
One sec here. Yeah, you're right. It is Arthur Adams. It says right there. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm going the wrong way. This way.
Yeah. I could tell just by the way he drew the guy and the gal's pose and everything, her face.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's got his style. So that isn't that a cool one?
That is
For
a very
like,
cool one for
and
$1.
yeah, for $1. I'll buy that for $1. So yeah, that was
I'm buying that for $1.
so those are the books. The second round of that's the second round of books. I'll go back to you guys now. Do you guys have more rounds, or do you want me to continue on?
Sure, I have some stuff that I could show.
Okay.
That first book you said, the Rare Bit Fiends, that was King Hell was the publisher, right?
Good question. Yeah, King Hell. Yeah, you're right.
They had a book about sidekicks that was really good. I can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
It was really a really good book. But the cover of the first
Thank you,
issue is like
King.
cover of the first issue is Robin, like it's the Robin character shaving his legs when he's cutting himself.
Oh wow.
But I'm gonna show a couple books from our trade because you guys keep showing Patsy Walker and stuff. So
Okay.
this one's going to Alan.
That's one of the ones I was getting. Yeah.
Yep. And there we go. Gotta show some Golden Age stuff. So and Hetty of Hollywood. So since you guys were showing those Golden Age stuff, and then let's go with some pop culture relevant. I got some stuff that ties into the new Deadpool movie that's coming out. So here we go. We got Wolverine 154.
Oh, very
it's a
nice.
Liefeld cover. Wolverine versus Deadpool.
Very realistic.
Yes, very realistic. Very realistic. And then the homage to the Hulk cover.
Oh yes.
Hulk is at 340. Yeah. So
who is that
Deadpool.
character?
That's Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, Deadpool looks a little
Deadpool's
weird.
mask is like torn up, so you can see his teeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just looks different. Okay.
Yeah. So there's that one. And then I showed these on another channel. People were like, I didn't even realize that those existed. They're Wolverine Origins. I really like the art on them, but it's Wolverine versus Deadpool series. So that's number 21. And 22. Deadpool posing in the back there, Wolverine's face. And then we got the opposite here. We got Wolverine posing with Deadpool's face.
Oh, very cool.
And then 24.
Isn't one of those ones the one with the 3 claws or something like that? That's super valuable.
Yeah, that's earlier in the series. That's the first appearance of Dakin, the Wolverine's son. In fact, he's on the cover of this issue. You got Dakin and Wolverine versus Deadpool. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so some kind of cool stuff there. You want me to show anything else?
It's up to you. I have potentially 2 more rounds. I'll maybe
just
do
show more random stuff. I mean, I'm just going to show random stuff out of the box. So there we go.
Ultimate Fallout. Is that the reprint?
It's the first print.
By the way, I learned a new method to tell the first printing. Did you know this? The first print, it's just a white Marvel at the top. If you look at the top.
It's a black circle around it's a black square around the Marvel, and it's a red on the reprint, right?
Yeah, it's red on the reprint.
Yeah, that's the main way to tell. The other way is the serial number down here, the barcode.
Yeah. But that was a new way that I didn't know of, and like.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know about the Marvel thing.
Yeah, I think that's really crappy that they even did that.
Because I thought that was really bad on them to make it really not obvious.
Yeah.
That's the second print, right?
It's the second print. I like that cover a lot. And then,
Big B, what's the picture behind you?
It is a Spider-Verse picture. So it's a bunch of different Spider-Man characters actually on a door.
It's on a door.
Yeah. So there we go.
So yeah, these are all big ones. Are these your PC books?
Yeah, these are just some random stuff that's just sitting over here that I need to take and file away in the comic room. So this I think is the third printing, is the design variant.
The design variant, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
For first appearance. And this is first Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel.
Yeah. I picked that up way back when it was overpriced.
And this is first appearance of Kamala Khan.
Yeah. Again, I picked it up when it was overpriced. Oh well.
And it's kind of some Spider-Verse related stuff. So here's first Spider-Man Noir.
Looks like Lobster Johnson.
He does kind of, doesn't he?
Who's Lobster Johnson?
He is a character from the Hellboy universe. He's a World War II era guy. This is the Virgin No Trade Dress first appearance of.
And that's David Nakayama.
Didn't I get one of those from you, Brian, before?
I think you did. Yeah, I had two sets, so you got one from me.
That's quite nice.
So, that's a great cover. Is that David Nakayama?
Yes,
it is DNA. Yeah. I think that she is going to have a big role in the MCU going forward, just with the way that they're using her in What If. And did you guys see that they announced the guy that voices the Watcher in What If is going to play the Watcher in live action?
No. Who?
Oh, really? That made sense. Yeah, I would have thought they would use him.
What is his name?
I forget, but I know who the guy is.
Yeah, and my friends were all joking. Like, is everyone going to be screaming about race swap?
Well, he is a race swap, but he's also a species swap too. So
Yeah. So
I can
I
tolerate
found
it.
this one in our local comic shop up here for cover price.
Oh wow, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Not a bad cover price one for silk.
Yeah. For silk for cover price. And I'll stop with I'll say two more.
All right.
Here we go. I love this
Oh,
cover.
I always love that cover. I like the fact that it has two artists that they had to redo the face. Mary Severin
Yeah,
face.
Marie Severin over Starenko, right?
Yeah.
Somebody said that Iron Man that you were asking about earlier was Marie Severin, by the way, also.
Oh really?
Yeah. And last I'll show is
Yeah,
first.
he's worried about too many books, and yeah, that does happen. Oh, the first Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, there we go.
Lots of nice keys.
There's some books.
Oh wait, that didn't work. One sec here. I'm trying to go back to us. Okay.
Back to the group. Take it off my ugly
So,
face.
any mailman sightings or?
No, not yet, but I do have stuff to show. We were
Mm.
talking the Hulk and Wolverine. I thought I would show that, and since we have a couple more rounds before I show, I have some slabs that I got in that I haven't shown yet, but I haven't
Show
shown
those
these
too.
others, so
Okay.
I'll just show them.
That'd be great. Okay.
I'm tracing after Brian.
Oh, you guys are twinsies. Always
Oh,
love
there we
that
go.
cover.
Yeah.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, I love that one. Yeah, like they said, I would like to see the original art because they said Starenko's face on the Hulk was too savage, too scary.
Too scary, yeah. And that's the first. What's his name? Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
182.
182. How does that work? Is that the second full appearance, or how does it work? It's a like.
It's a second cameo. He's only
Oh, is
in
it second cameo? I always
yeah,
forget
he's
that.
only on like the first couple pages of that
Oh, okay.
issue. It does tie in though, or maybe it's they retcon the tie in to he gets like a phone call when he he gets on the helicopter and it's actually Professor Xavier.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Linsner did a 3-parter with Wolverine, which is pretty cool.
Oh wow. That's really nice.
yeah. Black Cat Wolverine.
Yeah. I don't really
Here's
imagine
number
those two
2.
together. But yeah. The claws. Very nice.
I think
And
I've only ever seen the first issue of that one. I don't remember number 2 or number 3.
Here's number 3.
I like that one a lot. That almost reminds me of Batman and not Batman, but Joker and the Joker one where the Harley Quinn one, yeah.
And this one, there's a shark in the back with rows and rows of teeth. I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Oh, that's really odd. I didn't even notice the shark at first. That's really cool.
And you had mentioned this one, Alan?
Ah, nice. Now there is another one with 3 claws, which is even more rare.
You mean this one?
Aha! Woo! That's a big flex.
Yeah, that's a 1 in 100.
Wow. So did you get that at the time when it came out?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I think I paid $8 or $9 for it.
Oh wow,
And
really?
These are all together.
Now that book right there is the one that keeps on showing up on every Comic Tom hot list. It's just like ever since the announcement of Deadpool 3. I always like these ones. Yeah. Very cool. And that's the first Wolverine miniseries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Frank Miller goodness.
Very cool. Oh yeah. Isn't it the first Puck? Or Patch, first Patch, I mean.
Yeah.
Patch.
Which we see him in the trailer.
And then the one that you were just mentioning.
Yeah, very nice.
This is definitely a slab candidate, but I have not done it. But it's 989, 9899 anyway.
Wow.
I
You
did
know
a
what you should
trade
do is
with
do the pre-screening. The 99
I
pre-screening.
don't I don't know if I don't want to do that, but
I did a
that,
trade
that's
with Dan from Dan's
that's
X-Men comics, and he pulled a 9.8 off of one of those he got from me.
Those are
very good.
awesome books. Those are really awesome books. I didn't realize you had such a great Wolverine collection.
These are all ones that I bought really in the day, that I've just, put them in Mylar and acid-free boards, and they've just stayed with me. These are ones that I've liked, that they've,
Mhm.
I won't say they escaped the purge. I have the World War Hulk, and I have the Red Hulk, and I have those. And I have those that are right off the newsstand, and any variants of those as well.
Mhm.
But I haven't had much call to show those,
Mhm.
but I do
Yeah,
have
but
them.
no, those are cool.
So
Yeah,
you
we
have another
usually show a
stack?
lot of Golden Age. What?
You have more to show?
Oh yeah, I have 4 books left, but I'll do it in. Well, should I do the last 4?
Sure,
It's
and
two
then I
two
will
different
I
stories.
and then if Brian wants to, and then I will back clean up, because I have 3 slabs to show, and I was
Perfect.
sort of stalling so that I could be the end, so that at such point, if the mailman shows up, which he's late, they usually here around 3:30,
Yeah, I
3
always thought he
o'clock.
would have been. Yeah.
But my regular mail person is on vacation, and this other
Mm,
guy's nice, but I think he has to kind of do double shifting.
yeah, I actually do like the original Wolverine stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my last 4 books, and
Okay,
then we'll let you guys. You can be the finales because I know your slabs are amazing. So we'll get into that. We'll get to there once.
okay,
Okay, so uh, what happened was the book that I wanted. So back to my random story of my con experience. Um, the book that I wanted, I thought it was in the dollar bin, wasn't in the dollar bin, but I did find it at this one vendor. He had it. He wanted $250 for it, Canadian, which is about 200 US for it. And it looks like a mid grade. It looked like a 4, maybe a 5 range, kind of in that range. Maybe maybe a little higher. Um, and I kind of was like, 250. I don't have quite that much money on me. What can you give me in terms of price? And I think he gave me the Matt discount. Matt knew him, so he said 175. Okay, that was a huge discount off of a 250, right?
Right.
And then I said, well, can you do 150? Because I always ask
Oh
for a little bit
wow.
more. And
Just a little bit more.
he's like, I have to think about it. So he went over to the other guy, and they sort of talked about it. The 2 guys that were running that part, and he said, sure, sure. So I said, okay, I got to run out and get some money, and then I went around looking at other books, and I showed you some of the other books that I picked up. So when I came back with the money, I actually, you can't take out $10 bills often at the bank machine, so I had to take out 160. Okay.
Right.
So he had some Patsy Walker and Millie the Model on the wall behind him. And I was like, oh, those are really cool. Okay, so I'll show you those 2 first. So it's like Patsy Walker,
Nice.
and
nice.
they were $10. So $10 for this one.
Nice.
And then Millie the Model. Thought this was a nice cover.
Very nice.
So I see the barcode down below. That's on the outside of the bag for
Yeah,
him
yeah,
to,
yeah.
to do his tracking.
The guy barcodes everything.
And he puts the importance of the book on that in the sleeve behind it, like the other ones.
No, this guy
Different
didn't.
vendor.
No, different vendor. But he does, you know, he barcodes it for some reason. But I thought it was kind of cool. Um,
Tracking his inventory. That makes
so
sense.
yeah, so those were $20, right? But I still had to pay 150. I only had 160, right? So I was like, okay, can you throw in those 2 plus this one for 160? And he said, sure. So I got those for $5 each, and then I got this
I
one.
will relinquish my haggling crown to you.
200
Yes.
$250?
Yeah.
That book is $250?
Yes, it
Why?
is.
How come? Why? How come?
It normally goes for 750 US.
And why?
Okay, so that's where I'll get you. This is a really cool book, actually. So it's incredibly rare. There's only 18 on the census.
Does it last of the series or something?
No, no. So what happened was, so I got this for 150 after everything's said and done. And that's Canadian, so that's roughly $110 US. So not too bad. So what this is do you guys know Roy Lichtenstein?
Yes.
He did a painting called The Crying Girl. Okay. And it
Okay.
sold at auction in 2012 for $44 million. Okay.
Okay.
And because it was such a massive sale, the picture became very famous. It was, he was an iconic pop artist in the 60s. Okay. At the same kind of level as Andy Warhol. Okay.
Okay.
And so what happened was they found out, like, some comic guys saw these they're kind of pop art, kind of comic style paintings, and some comic guys saw the paintings and said, hey, I recognize that picture. And what he had done, the artist had stolen the artwork from this comic.
Oh wow.
Okay, so this
From
became
the
like
cover or from the inside?
from the inside. Okay.
Okay.
And I think it's Tony Abruzzo is the artist, interior artist. And so this book became one of those, like, desired books because it had such a crazy story behind it, right?
Okay.
So even low grade copies go for like 350, like low grade.
Wow.
Mid grades go 400 or 500 and up.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's, I was like, oh, I really had to find this because it's got such a cool story behind it, and it's
Who's the
incredibly
cover
rare.
artist on that?
I'm
Is
not
it
sure.
Giordano? Is it Giordano?
I'm not sure who
Yeah.
did the cover. You guys can have to look it up on my comic shop.
What number is it? Girls' Romance is what?
Girls Romances 105. So really rare book. As I said, only 18 on the census, and it's a Silver Age book.
It doesn't look like Oxner.
Like, I know, like, Ramita or did a lot of these ones as well. So
Or Sikowski? I'm not sure.
yeah. Some, like, there's a bunch of really famous artists that were involved with these. So yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a cool piece of history.
Very.
Yeah, Tony Abruzzo. Abruzzo?
Abruzzo.
Abruzzo? I tried to pronounce his name correctly. I probably mangled it. Okay, so that was the big book that I really, really wanted. Okay. But after actually spending that, I actually had $20 left. So it was kind of burning a hole in my pocket to have $20. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back and look through that $2 bin or look, but then I saw that there was a Golden Age, like, long box. I was like, oh, maybe there's some cool Golden Age stuff. And at first I found like some early Archies, and they really low prices actually. But when I pulled it out and I said, oh, why is this so cheap? And he's like, oh, it's incomplete. And I was like, I guess not. I put it back. But then as I was flipping out, I was kind of flipping through, I found one more book, and I couldn't believe when I saw this book and the price. It's actually insane that I got this next book, which is actually as big as the Girls' Romances. Okay.
Okay.
And it's this book, Casper the Friendly Ghost, number 20. Yeah, you're probably not familiar with this book. Obviously, the vendor wasn't because he put it at $20. This is the first appearance of Wendy the Witch.
Oh, Wendy the Good Little Witch. Yep.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Very.
That's cool.
And so I like my key first appearances, and she's like a major character.
Yeah,
I've been hunting this book for a while, actually.
that's a great
And
deal.
the one that I was looking at, I was watching this one on eBay. It was like $600. So I was like, so when I found this for 20 Canadian, which is like 15 bucks, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I can't believe it.
Jump all over that.
I actually asked Matt, is this right? Is this a reprint? Is there something going on here? What's going on? Because I was like, this doesn't make sense. It's like so cheap. This is an incredibly rare book too. This is like, less than like 20 or so on the census as well. Just a really rare book, goes for big money because
What year is
it's
that
hard.
from?
I believe it's like in the 50s, like 50, I would guess like 54, 55 era.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
It still says Paramount Pictures on top, which is that as one of the tells.
Yeah. So this is early on, but really cool book. I was like, wow. I
Yeah,
was like so
that's
excited
cool.
because this was one that I actually was almost going to pull the trigger on and buy that, expensive-ish one. So, yeah. So cool first appearance. I don't know. I was quite excited about it. So, yeah.
Well, that's really
It's
cool,
a
man.
hell of a good find, man. That was
Yeah. So that,
$20. My God, it's
Good
like
job.
finding gold in the streets.
yeah,
Right.
it was pretty awesome.
You never
So,
know what you're gonna find at a show, right? I mean,
yeah, so Casper, the well-known character, a little strange vendor wouldn't know about a rare first appearance. Yeah, it's not one that people would know. Like a lot of the time, people think when it's a first appearance, they'll see them on the cover. Actually, it was really funny. I was in Florida for Christmas, and they had Casper the Friendly Ghost number 22 or 3, which is like her second or third appearance, like it's like a later appearance. And this was a thrift store, okay, thrift store, and they had the
right.
book up on the wall as if it was like some gold find, like it's
Oh
like her
wow.
third appearance, and they wanted like 35 bucks for it in a thrift store. Everything's like $1, and then this one comic, which is like not even the first appearance, was and it was beat. It was like totally beat, like barely a comic, and they wanted 35 bucks for it. And it wasn't even her first appearance.
Craziness.
And then I get her first appearance in Canada for like 15 bucks. I was quite excited. So yeah.
That's
So yeah.
awesome, man.
That's a
Yeah.
huge find.
Yeah. So that was my convention. So I picked up, some fun stuff. I have one more book to show. This is not related to the convention. It's just because somebody asked in the chat, and I'll just show one random book, and then
EC.
I'll go to you. Yeah, the EC book. I'll just show one EC book. So I just wanted to show this one. I really love this cover.
I love that cover.
This is Tales from the Crypt, number 41. Yeah, 41.
Did you bring the Veronica or Betty one to show with it, the homage?
Actually, if you one sec, just bear with me. Oh,
Or the Simpsons one.
yeah, I actually always keep them together. Here's the Simpsons one. Isn't that cool? Actually, I
Yeah.
like the fact that they even like put all the on the Simpsons one. Wait, this one? You can see all the characters in the bottom. Like,
Right.
isn't that cool? And then because there's like characters there, right? Isn't that cool?
And you said there's a Veronica one too?
Yeah, there's a
Betty and
Veronica one.
Veronica both.
I have that as well, but not handy. That's
Gotcha.
that would be more of digging.
Gotcha.
One sec
Gotcha.
here. Wait, I gotta go back to you guys. Okay, so that's I think it's hey one.
How is the chat doing? Is there anything happening?
Oh wait, I was gonna say yes, you're welcome, Durka. So I just wanted to show that.
He want to know what issue number that was.
What issue? That's Tales from the Crypt number 41. Really great, and it's Jack Davis cover. So just a really cool book. I always love that one, and I picked that up just so you know for the pricing, kind of how much that goes for. It's a low grade, and I actually got. I actually have a funny story about that book. The guy wouldn't ship to Canada, and it was low grade. Maybe like I would say it was like a good plus kind of level. Maybe
Well, you
now
sent
it's
it
not.
to your Stackery, didn't you? Just have them send it to
So
your
I didn't
Stackery?
have Stackery at that time. This was the era before Stackery.
Mm.
I paid like 150 bucks. I won it in an auction. And so he wouldn't send it to Canada. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I was like asking my family, my family can I just send you a book, and and then you can,
They
when
forward
we
it to
meet
you or
next
whatever. Yeah.
time, you can give it to me or whatever. So I made the mistake of sending it to my comic nerd, not nerd, but like noob brother. My brother has no clue about comics, like totally like noobish in terms of his attitude towards comics. Um, he he likes comics, but he's just not a collector. He doesn't understand the collecting mentality. So they send him the comic, and my brother like says, "Oh, okay, I'll ship it to you, and I'll just reimburse me for the shipping." So he's in California, and the shipping was like $50 just to ship it to Canada. And I was like, "Why is it so expensive?" But even back then, it wasn't that expensive. Usually, it was like maybe $20. But my brother, thinking that he has to protect this book,
Sure did.
no, he took the comic, he wrapped it in bubble wrap, okay, but no boarding. So what happens if you wrap something without boarding?
Oh, it gets
It
all
kind of
mangled.
warps. So he was trying to protect it. So he wraps it in boarding, puts it in a big box, and then sends it to me. So I'm like, oh man, what this massive box comes with one comic inside.
Well, his heart was in the right place. He was trying to
His heart
protect
was in
it
the right
for you.
place, but it was like it went from a good plus to maybe now it's like a 1.8. it's like it got kind of mangled in the process. But oh well. It was yeah, it was nice on his part. At least I got the book. I was happy to get the book. I love the book, so that's all that matters. But then actually the funny thing was after I received it, like literally the day, either the day after or like, like really close after receiving it, there was an auction for the same book and it went for less and a higher grade. I was like, and they
But
would ship
that
to
stuff,
Canada.
but that stuff happens too. You
Yeah,
can't
it
help
was so
that.
weird. But yeah,
Right.
but it
Right.
was fun. It was if I didn't do if I didn't do all that, I wouldn't have a story to tell. So
Right.
it makes it all worthwhile. And I I since taught my brother how to ship things better. So
I have 3 slabs to show
okay,
you,
okay, cool.
and I guess the other stuff that will be coming, well, then will be
We'll do on Friday.
for
Yeah.
another. Well, I think it's the
Oh, yeah.
Collectors
We're
Club
not.
Friday. I
There is
think.
no show Friday. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. Oh. Ah.
I mean, I think the Comic Collectors Club is on Friday. At
Yeah.
least
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
See you
the
next
impression
Monday.
I had.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
Next
Monday.
Monday.
Next Monday. Maybe we'll see. So yeah, Monday. Yeah, definitely we have a show. But I was gonna say there might be a show sort of in between all of that. I
Well,
just sent out my stackery, so
well,
there
if
might be
that's
a
the case,
surprise
why
show somewhere.
I'd be happy to show when I get them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, so I'm getting my Stackery box, and there's some pretty cool books in my Stackery box this time. So I feel like I have to compete with Steven all the time. Okay, because he always has great books. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Anyway.
what is the name of that company? I don't know. I'm not familiar with it.
This is also a Patsy Walker, but this Patsy Walker, fortunately, was just probably
Oh,
the
that's why the guy didn't know, because he specializes in Marvel and Silver Age DC, so he wasn't familiar with it.
Rosaire was the name of the vendor.
Yeah.
That sounds French.
He was French. That was the problem. So actually, there's a bit of more of a there's funny story to it, by the way.
That was a
Go ahead.
problem.
Go ahead. Be funny.
Okay, so okay, wait, I'll go back to us
Put you
again.
back to
Sorry.
you.
Okay, quickly. Okay, so what happened was I saw this book and I said, it's $20, right? Which is a steal. Okay, and then the vendor was Quebecois. Okay, which means that they have like a bit of a they're French. They he could understand English a little bit, but not great. And I was like trying to get, even though it was a great deal, the kind of person I am, I always want an even better deal. So I was like, can you throw in like a dollar bin book? So Matt was like trying to translate that to this vendor.
Mhm.
So he's like, super play dollar bin book, something like that. really bad. So, and they were just looked at us like really stunned and like confused by what we were trying to say to them. And I almost felt like memeing it or like doing some like hand motions or something. But I was like, okay, just sure. Here's $20. I give up. You got your $20. I'm not gonna not gonna haggle anymore. But it was funny. I was just, even though I had already gotten a steal, I had to go that extra step. I don't know. It's a personality flaw. It's a
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We still love you.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, back to you, Stephen.
That
Sorry.
reminds me of a story that my father told where uh, at the hotel, we would always hire people of all nationalities. We wanted people who wanted to work, and that was the primary thing for people coming to work for us. And sometimes,
So this is dollar bin. If you ever want to know dollar bin in French, bande dessinée pour la une piece, which means bande dessinée is bande dessin is comics. Okay, go ahead.
so
Sorry.
what people would do, I can't remember what nationality it was, if they were Yugoslavian or if they were from Czechoslovakia or whatever that we had who was working and good worker, but didn't really follow, in other words, asked for something to be done. And evidently the guy didn't really want to do it. And my father said that he said, I want this done. "Oh, I don't know. I know this is what I would like to have done, please. I mean, I don't know. And Dad said, your paycheck is going to be late. And the guy says, why will my paycheck be late?
His English
So
improved
he
really
says,
quickly.
now I will say again, this is what I want done. Okay. So, I mean, that was one of my dad's favorite stories.
Mhm.
Um, this is a new slab because it has this thing again, Alan, that we've talked about, this
Yeah,
sort of
the protection
thing
thing.
and the protection thing. And this, out of all the Patsy Walkers, was probably, right up at the top of my favorite. And it turned out this is an off-white page 5.5 of Patsy Walker,
Oh,
number
yes.
23.
This is a really good one.
And what a wonderful cover.
Yeah, these beach covers are the best.
And the tasteful date mark says April 8th. In the morning of April 8th was when it arrived, April 8th, 1949. And
Oh,
it's
wow.
cover dated July.
Wow, that's great.
Isn't that a honey?
It
See,
is.
Patsy, I told you this portable radio would attract men.
I don't think it's the radio for some reason.
And on the back, it's really amazing. It's the all-in-one wardrobe wonder. Try it, and you have a jaunty jumper, a bustle bowl skirt, um, a Sundance dress, uh, blah, 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 ballerina party dress. And it does all of these things in this ad. It's just a very odd ad. I've never seen this ad before,
Hmm.
but it's cool. But look how bright this book is. It's a
Oh, it's a very
really,
nice
really
copy.
healthy, bright. Why this is just a 5.5 is beyond me because,
And a lot of those like Patsy Walkers were always beat up. They're just like destroyed.
and I don't mean this in a mean way towards girls, but I think the girls enjoyed their books, which is exactly what they should do, and share them with their friends, and they'd look at them and riffle through them and all that other stuff. And if you do that, even if you're being halfway careful, you're going to do a little bit of damage. But this one was not. Whoever had this, I think this sat somewhere. I don't think it actually, and it came off a newsstand, obviously, because it's date stamped.
Oh.
So that's the
So
first
what
one.
did CDC do with the old slabs? I don't know what they do when I think they probably just finish off the old slabs and then start with the
I
new
think
ones
they just
afterwards.
ran them out. I mean,
Yeah.
they because they don't. And one of the things that I will show you here in just a moment. I'll deal with this later.
Yeah, deal with it after.
So then I have been trying to buy, and I just showed here the other day, the Batman that had um, glass chambers that had the Catwoman on the cover with Batman and Robin, which was a very nice cover. I can't remember what number it was. But the other one that is the one that people are that all the cool kids are chasing is this, which is Batman number 62, and this is from December of 1950 going to January of 51. It's the origin of Catwoman. Catwoman's name is revealed as Selena Kyle, and the Catwoman cover and story. It's an off-white paged 6.0.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
The crazy cat lady cover.
And the people that had this were a husband and wife and team, and they had gotten this book and had it slabbed, and they put it up, and it was, I think, 1,300 or something like that. And all these others were, or 23 or something like that. But all these others, there are 5.5s and 5.0s that were way more expensive, and a 6.0 that was like $4,000 or something like that.
Wow.
And this is the same grade with had nicer pages, and it was way down as far as the price. And it was the only Golden Age book they had. All the rest of the books they had in their store were more modern books, and this must have just come into their possession. They realized it was nice, and so they sent it in. I think that the cover colors are absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I that's actually my favorite Catwoman cover, even more than the one where with the women in the tubes. I actually like that one more, just because
There's certainly more color to it.
And I just like the fact that it looks like she's doing the crazy cat lady thing where she's throwing the cats at Batman and Robin. I just think it's awesome.
And
I like the quirkiness.
Surprisingly, the cover on this was done by Win Mortimer, who did an awful lot of covers for DC. Very, very well. The story is by Bill Finger, and the interior art was Dick Sprang, Bob Canna, and Lou Sayer Schwartz.
Nice.
And so, and the back cover is the obligatory Tom McCann, "You wouldn't be caught dead in a fruit boot" shoe ad.
Fruit boot.
What?
Do you remember that expression, Brian?
Fruit boot? I don't remember that expression.
That was
really weird.
In the 60s. That's my father. When these guys were wearing these kind of boots like this, and of course this
would be caught dead in a fruit boot. Huh?
This is from the 50s, but he says, "Oh, that guy's wearing fruit boots." So
Oh, man.
he was of a time.
Different
And
time,
then
time.
this one, which just arrived and sadly is going to be going back because of various things that are wrong. I bought my Bat one, and on the inside well of the book, there were scuffs all over it inside. And and so this guy was so excited about this particular book that he got it back, and he was just happy that it came in time to be sent to me. And then I got it, and then I looked, and there's all manner of crud on the inside of the cover, either on the inner well or scratched on the inside of the case.
Oh, wow.
Facing out. So the quality control was absolutely nothing. But here is Green Llama, number 6. And this is from August of 1945. So just before the end of the war. Classic cover. And it's a Mac Rayboy cover and art inside. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the red box that has, you can see the little white blem that's there. There are about 4 or 5 of those. There's a bunch underneath on the swastika, just underneath his arm, that's his right arm. And up in the top title, there's a whole bunch of it. And there's a whole series of scratches and what have you right in the middle of the cover.
Now, will you get it cleaned, or will you?
No. It needs to be reslabbed, because the slab, the book has no mark on it. All of this is damage of the slab and the inner well.
So
That
there's not debris in there causing dents or anything?
no, it's just basically it's just a bunch of crud that has been scratched. The inner well is all scuffed up, just like my Bat One was. So I got a hold of the guy, and I
It looks like
said,
he's doing the Nazi salute under the swastika.
he's getting ready to throw the swastika
He's
that's
like
all
in that
cracked and
throwing
falling
motion.
apart. He's going to throw it and just destroy it is what he's going to do.
I
That's
mean,
the point.
it looked really good when you showed me the picture, but I didn't realize that they had those
Yeah,
issues.
the
So
scuffing is
will you get it
not.
like just recased? Is that the plan?
Yeah, it's just going to go back and be reslapped.
Reholder.
He's already
Okay.
contacted the CGC and told him. He said, "Hey, and you have within a week or two to call him on it." And so I took very good pictures of it, and he said, "I can't really see." And then finally he says, "Oh my gosh, I see them all. I was in a hurry to send it to you, and I didn't. I glanced at it. I didn't really focus." And so it will go back and it will be reslabbed, and then I will get it back, and hopefully this time it won't have that. And it has the this one does not have that piece on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So he
That's
sent
actually
me.
my favorite Green Llama cover, by the way.
It is mine too.
Yeah, so cool.
And so I will unfortunately have to send this back. But before I told him, I said, "Look, I've got a show. I'm going to show this, and then I will send it out Tuesday." And he's going to. It's Bill from Select Comics, very nice
Yeah.
man.
This is actually him destroying the swastika. It's not the other way. It's not him praising the
Right.
swastika in any way.
He's throwing it off the planet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he basically, because the Nazis pretty much were done at this point, because it was the Japanese that were still going, because September 2nd of 1945 was the end of the war. So whenever, I don't know when this is from August of 45, which
45,
means
yeah.
that it must have been considerably earlier that it was actually printed. I don't know if it was a quarterly at this time or not. I really don't know, or if it was delayed production or whatever. It appears to be a single staple book, and it is single staple book. At least it seems to be. And no, it isn't. It's two staples. But it's off-white to white pages, which for
Lyle,
this.
I agree with you, by the way. So just say no.
But the book itself is very, very lovely. He worked me a deal that he must have bought it because I bought enough from Bill, that the previous price, which I think is 2 years old, I think, or at least a year back, is $13.50 for this book in a 5.5.
Wow.
And he said, "I will just charge you the price, the price that it was back then."
Wow.
And
I
I
mean,
said,
that's really nice of him.
and I said, "That is incredibly nice."
I think there was
And
just a big sale for this book, by the way.
yeah. And so I'm very, very, and I'm not trying to make trouble, but with me, whenever there is a blem on this stuff, because it's the cover, the case is so clear that you're looking at the detail of the cover, and all my eye goes to is it goes to where the blems are.
Right.
And that's a failing of mine, but I can't help it because the cover is so pretty. It has a little dust shadow on the side, but the actual covers, the colors in the cover are so good for this book, because this book does have the tendency to be faded. I mean, I don't know if it's the printing or just the materials that were used. This is a Spark publication. I'm really not familiar with Spark publications, to be
Me
honest with
either.
you.
But I know they did the Green Llama.
They sure did. And on the back is the amazing weather forecaster cuckoo clock, which I have seen this ad many times. Predicts the weather
It's pretty
24
cool.
hours in advance.
Pretty cool cuckoo clock, I think.
So, but this is the big one that I had, the Batman. Actually, I think that Batman was more expensive. I'll have to check and see what I paid for that. But this one, to me, because I do love the propaganda covers from the war, and I like the patriotic covers from the war, because the era in which these came out and the way it was affect the kids that were reading these at the time, and I keep beating this dead horse about it, that if you go to a movie and you suspend your disbelief on a hero, if you can suspend your disbelief or basically allow yourself to put yourself in the place of a 12-year-old kid in the war, and then have this book come out on the newsstand, and you have it and you're at home and you're listening to the radio and you've been to the theater to see the newsreels, and the Battle of the Bulge has happened and the atomic bombs are about to be dropped, and the air war and the island hopping campaign in the Pacific Theater. They're cleaning things up in Europe by this point. So I'm going to try and figure out when this. Let me just do this real quick. Let me see if I
One
can.
sec, wait. While you're doing that, show it again. You can see the color. Like yours is much deeper colors. Mine has that faded look.
I think what they now start calling this, Alan, they call it oxidation.
Mm-hmm.
Is what they say now in the My Comic Shop ads. They say cover oxidation, and what that is it's through time and storage, random storage over the years. But if you look at the orange box right there where it says plus,
yeah, you can see
mine
how
is bright red and yours is orange.
Yeah,
so,
and also the planet. Yours is a dark brown.
Dark brown. So, but that is the way yours is, and of course, I would have been thrilled to get a copy like, even though
Big Beast is in the invisible plane.
Big Beast copy is in the invisible plane. That Wonder
Where's
Woman,
your copy? Where's your copy?
Wonder Woman keeps typing books, doesn't she? And his is a 9.8. Look at that, 9.9 candidate.
Actually, Brian's is completely oxidized and just has disappeared.
Right.
So let me just look real quick to see what the date is on this. I will just consult.
Oh, when it actually came out?
When it actually came out, just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Because I can look real quick here.
Put them together and you got a 7.3. That's the way it works, yes.
All right, and that's Green Llama 6, right?
Yep. I almost actually have the set now of Green Llama. I've been sort of picking up the whole run. Oh, and Jerry says bravo.
Okay.
Yeah, one day, Big B.
Publication date was they're saying is August 10th, 1945, but that's the cover date. I need to go to the different one. I will go to Grand Collector. Here we go.
Grand Collector is the better of the sources for this kind of information. So yeah, we're actually going to wrap it up soon. And you guys didn't have any more to show, Brian?
That is the story.
I had pulled stuff, but then Stefo was finaleing, so it's all good. We're good.
Okay, cool. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone hanging out, watching the show.
That was fun. For sure.
I hope you guys enjoyed my convention stories.
You did good.
Yeah.
There is they do not have the data. They do not have the date of publication.
Oh, okay. So probably usually it's 2 months earlier is my guess. Usually it's 2 months earlier is when it hits the newsstands. But it was fun. It was fun. I always enjoy hanging out with you guys, actually. So very good.
Highlights of my week hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. So, but sadly, we can't hang out on Friday. I'm going to be on Biggie's channel. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll have to do another interview with one of you guys or both of you guys at some point. I know it's weird to do an interview with you, but I need interviews. I have to do some interviews. So
I want you to get Alex the Comic Quarter.
Well, if he's watching, Alex, you said you were going to come on my channel. You better come on my channel.
Now is the time. Now is the time, and you can show some of those cool pulps you got.
He
which is
actually
really
did
neat.
really. Did you see his CGC unboxing?
Yeah.
That was really cool. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
Alex is still watching.
he is
So
watching. There you
Alex,
go.
you've been called out. If you can come on my channel and do an interview, that'd be fun.
He'll set up
Just
a convenient time with you, and you can
anytime
just
you want.
knock it out.
I'll like, say, hey, sorry, world, you have to stop. I have to do an interview with Alex.
My friend
So
Alex.
so yeah,
That's
so
good. That's a good thing to do. I
yeah.
would love to see you. I would love to see the state of your collection now. You're
Hmm.
one of the only guys, I think, that you and I are the only guys
With the Gaiety,
with the Gaiety #1, which is amazing. I think
insane.
there's one other copy there, probably the rarest Schomburg image there is. And the fact you have that, plus your wonderful pulp find of the first
I
Amazing Adventures or whatever
That's
it is of
insane.
Buck
Yeah,
Rogers. I mean,
those are amazing.
the stuff you've turned up would be, I think a lot of people would love to be able to
I
see.
I'm not sure if he sold it, but he had a really great PCH collection too that he found. The shoebox
Yes, no,
collection.
he still has the PCH of which I'm aware. I have not seen those
If those should
going
be
anywhere.
graded, by the way. Oops, wait. This one. Okay. Yeah, I agree. The rarest Schomburg. It seems to be like I've been looking for it. It's one of those things that's on my radar and never comes up.
They just don't exist. And the
Yeah.
fact that they're so thin, they call them thins.
Oh,
They're
hey, man
so
cave. Thank
thin.
you.
What did it say?
Oh, it said, "Don't have Alex on. He has boring books."
No, he doesn't.
I think he's being ironic. I
That
think
was
he's
a
being
No,
joke. It
he
was a
ironic.
joke.
doesn't. He's got beautiful books.
He's
He's
got
got
beautiful books.
fantastic stuff. His All-Star 8s, I think he has a pair of All-Star 8s.
Yeah, he has a pair now. I'm like, what are you
He
doing,
does.
man?
I
He's
saw
like,
that. That was awesome.
That's amazing stuff.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
hope
it's
you
cool.
do, Alex. I do hope you do that. And thanks for coming on and watching us, the whole chat. Thank you for being here to
Yeah, thanks
watch our
everyone.
wackiness.
For sure.
And this Monday Hangout, I think, is something we'll always be showing some really cool gold and whatever. Never know what we're going to show. And
Hmm.
the dazzling repartee, I mean, you can't get that anywhere else.
Yes,
Mhm.
you heard it here first.
If you guys
Absolutely.
didn't get, if you didn't get your fill of me tonight here, I'm going to be on Colossus Collector's channel in like 10 minutes. We're going to be doing an
Oh,
X-Men
okay.
team draft.
Okay,
We're
so
drafting a team of X-Men.
go
Go.
over to that channel and watch Big B on
And
that
then
channel.
later on, I'm on Bronze
Wow,
Age
you're
Nerds
just like a
channel.
busy
And we're
guy
going to be
tonight.
giving,
He's
yeah,
the man of
tonight's
the
going to be a
hour.
busy night.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
With
Okay,
3 shows in one day.
3 shows in one day.
See
Bye,
you guys.
everyone. Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.